Foda,
Really? Beat John?
John.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with John Darosa, who is now 2 days out of Tampa Pro. I'm sure most of you guys, including John, they follow Pro Chat, where these guys pick their top 5. Well, I have to say John must be really happy to hear Tampa Pro predictions that were made in the latest episode of the Pro Chat. Because except for Seth Ferrazzi, everyone had John Darosa winning the show. Everyone thinks that John is gonna win Tampa Pro against Muhammad Fadha. And this really speaks volume about John's potential, especially ever since he started working with Patrick Tour. And these guys have been working together for more than 1 year now, and they have now done a total of 4 shows together. And John has been able to improve for every single one of those. He has been able to improve from one show to the next. Now this one, the Tampa Pro, this is most probably gonna be John's best ever, because John is already up 5 pounds compared to his last show, which was the Arnold UK. So even at 100 grams of carbs, he is looking extremely impressive, and he is totally shredded front to back. So I also think that Muhammad Fadha, he's most probably gonna be the biggest challenge. He is most probably gonna be his biggest competition in Tampa Pro. And he might be able to beat him in the front shots, because Fadha has these amazing aesthetics. He has better flow than John from the front, and he has also this ability to come in extremely shredded. And Fadha also seems to be extremely confident that he's gonna be able to take down a veteran, and he has all the right to be this confident, because that man also works extremely hard, and he has put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. And that is why he was able to win in Chicago. But there is a reason all these guys, they picked John to win this show. Because John's back, that is just next level. He's gonna beat Fadha in both of the back shots and quite comfortably. Plus John's side shots are also extremely impressive. So what do you guys think? Can Fadha or Velat, they have a chance of beating a veteran this weekend? This is the legendary Jay Cutler, 4 times Miss Olympia, 3 times Arnold Classic champion, 6 times runner-up at the Olympia. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there isn't anyone in the history of the sport who plays runner-up this many times. So Kevin Levrone plays runner-up 4 times at the Olympia, but Jay is the king, and it is absolutely crazy to think how many more Olympia titles Jay would have won if such a dominant champion like Ronnie Coleman wasn't there. But still, he is one of the all-time greats, and Jay is a living legend of the sport. So he's now currently 50 years old, and still the man looks this good. He looks absolutely stunning. So after his retirement, he was very clear about his goals. He needs to downsize, but in a slow and a steady manner. But he also said he will try to stay lean and shredded throughout the year, and that still shows in his physique. And so many of the current FB pros, they idolize Jay, not just based on his 4 Olympia wins, but his overall mindset throughout his career, the way he developed so many businesses, the way he was able to monetize everything related to bodybuilding, and he was able to make a lot of money by making all these smart moves. And who can forget that legendary quad stomp that Jay gave us in 2009, arguably one of the most legendary moments at the Olympia stage. So one can easily say that Jay winning the Olympia title back in 2009, that was the highest moment of his career. That was probably even bigger than him beating Ronnie in 06, because almost everyone saw that coming, because Ronnie was declining, and the reason was his age. But in 2009, with all the emerging talents, like Kai Green, like Phil Heath, with Victor Martinez coming back, and him losing the title to Dexter Jackson in 2008, almost everyone wrote him off, but Jay Cutler just showed up and shocked everyone, and the man just walked all over the competition. Next up is the 10 weeks out physique update of Rafael Brandao. So at this point, every workout of Brandao looks brutal. So he is the only one representing Brazil in the men's open bodybuilding this year. And this is going to be Brandao's second year on that Olympia stage. So this is a lot different than 2022, when he was making his Olympia debut. And there wasn't a lot of pressure and expectations from him. But this year, especially the way Rafael Brandao showed up at the Arnold Classic in Columbus, and he was able to place top 3. That certainly turned a lot of heads, because the man looked absolutely exceptional. Still, he was lacking some size, especially in comparison to likes of Samson Dauda and Andrew Jacked. But Rafael has such eye-pleasing physique. Not a single missing body part, not a single weak shot. and that makes him such a fierce competitor. So him shutting the season down after winning the Arnold Brazil, that was the best decision, because Rafael wants to climb up the ranks at the Olympia level, and he wants to keep improving his placings every year. But the thing is, he still needs more size, more thickness, especially in the sides. So his quads right now look so incredible, and the fact that he still has lines at 10 weeks out of this year's big show, in the midst of a legs workout, when they are fully pumped, that really shows that he is in a great spot for this year's Olympia prep. So Rafael was 10th in 2022, and he already beat that physique at the Arnold this year. So where do you guys think this new version will place in 2024? I think he can be anywhere between 7th and 10th, but do let me know what is your opinion. Next up is the 10.5 weeks out physique update of Logan Franklin. So he's finally going to be competing at the Olympia level for the very first time since 2020. So he was qualified in one of the previous years as well, when Milos was coaching him, but he had to drop out of the race just one day before the show because of some health complications. So that also ended his partnership with Milos as athlete and coach. So Logan is now working with Patrick Tour, and he looks very impressive for 10 weeks out. So he is one of those guys who is able to stay extremely lean throughout the year. And the thing is, we really haven't seen the best of Logan yet. He looked really great at the Arnold Classic and Texas Pro back in 2021, but he wasn't able to win either of these shows. So last year Logan was coaching himself after he stopped working with Milos. But the main reason he is now with Patrick is that he wasn't able to come in as sharp as some of these other classic guys. Because the thing is, when it comes to classic physique, even if you are a tiny bit off, even if you miss your conditioning mark by the slightest margins, it's really easier for the judges to place you down. So Patrick speaks very highly of Logan, and the Olympia is going to be their first show together. So he was top 10 in 2020. The question is, can he improve his placings in this year's lineup? Lastly, we have an update of Quinton Beastwood, who was in Dubai, sporting all these guys, and the show as well, and the amount of off-plan food that all these guys ate during this trip. You would expect him to look a little bit softer, but Quinton, in his latest update, he looks huge and lean as well. So there aren't many shows left to qualify for this year's Mr. Olympia. So it looks like Quinton isn't gonna have a go at this year's Mr. Olympia qualification, but with him placing runner-up at Toronto Pro behind Akeem Williams and beating a guy like John Jewett, who won Band Pro just a few weeks later, I have to say this guy will surely be on the Olympia stage next year. So the New York Pro wasn't a good look for Quinton, and that isn't just based on the fact that him and his coach Matt Jensen, they miscalculated a lot, especially in those final few weeks leading into the New York Pro, but the overall expectations from the fans and the commentators in general, that was just way too much. I mean, some people even had Quinton beating Nick Walker, although majority of the people had him placing second, but still the way he came back just 2 weeks later at Toronto Pro, that was a big statement that he belongs on the Olympia stage. So the guy is very young. I guess he is 29 or 30 years old, and he has got so much time to improve. He has got all the time in the world. So those post-Olympia shows, like Romania, like Prague, like Japan Pro, and the Big Man Weekend, they are going to be the ideal ones for Quinton, because most of the top guys from the Olympia, they do not do these shows. And you can get your Olympia qualification early, and you can utilize the rest of the year to improve, to get bigger. And that would be such a great scenario for a guy like Quinton, for his first ever Mr. Olympia. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.